This is my mandarin vampire crab Paludarium. It has been running for 14 months now. This ecosystem has produced over 100 baby vampire crabs. It all started with this islandscape mini Paludarium that I built for Vladimir and Belladonna. Vlad sadly passed away, but he left us with over 30 babies. So I built them a new home for them to thrive in. One day Belladonna was hanging out by the cave, and what I saw next made me extremely happy. She was once again with child, or should I say with children. I carefully took them out one by one and ended up with over 70 vampire crabs. Vampire crabs are cannibals and they can be quite aggressive, so I had to build them a new home. I built them a little paludarium for them to grow out and to thrive in. Fast forward 6 months, they're now teenagers and needs a new home again. In this messy corner over here, we have everything that is left over from my green basilisk enclosure. Recently I went to the woods and I foraged some mushrooms and I dried them. I think this would be really cool to integrate to the background. I also found this while foraging, this monstrosity. Let's go over and see how it looks inside the enclosure. As expected, it's way too big. So I was thinking, what if I just take a saw and cut it with an angle like that? Then we could still use this part and we still have this front part. I think that would be a great idea. Okay. Super cool. So now we have this cool looking piece. We also have this that we could integrate somehow also. What do you think, Mino? No? Looks nice. We need to make some big decisions here. The water could go all the way up here, but that's way too high. I think we want it to be 15 centimeters around there. And then we need like another, or maybe even 15 more for the soil. So the soil line would be here, gradually coming down, of course. I need to put a line of tape where the water ends, where the soil ends. Water will be up to here, meaning that the background will be covering all this and all this, but not this side. You're gonna want to view it from this side. So imagine this fixed into the background. You have plants coming from here, plants behind it, plants in here, plants in here. This branch really caught my eye. I just love the detail and the texture. I kind of want to cut it here or somewhere here so that it could just sit like that. Imagine this like that. And then this one, maybe something like that. Then this one sort of sitting on the soil, maybe with a rock holding it up like that. Just have to cut it here, I think. Something like this. I think it's impossible to do the spray foam background with the tank standing up, so I think I have to lay it on the ground. This is probably a stupid idea. Easy peasy. Okay, so I'm happy with this layout. I think it looks amazing. And I've got this aquarium safe silicone. I'm just gonna smear a bit on the glass so we have more texture for the foam to fully grab onto. I don't know if it's necessary, but I'm gonna do it anyway because I want this to be majestic. now facing a difficult task. Somehow I want to attach this mushroom here, and I'm going to use the remaining bottle of spray foam to create sort of a background on the side. A side round. Create a side round. I have some dried moss here that I want to attach to the background somehow, and I think I'm gonna use the remaining spray foam, spray it and then smear it every way. So let's say I do it here, and then I just do like this, simply like this. My idea was to do this with silicone, but I don't want to do that. Everything will be covered with moss anyway, like real live moss. Okay, we leave it like this and we come back tomorrow and we see if we like it. Right, so I apologize for that. You couldn't really see anything what I was doing. It was very hard to film good angles whilst being covered with foam in your hands. But I've cleaned my hands now and it's been a few hours and I want to see how it looks if I flip it upwards like this. Okay, and the trois. Whoa, whoa, this is a masterpiece, man. I really love the mushrooms here. Imagine this covered with live moss. Yes, you can still see the foam here, but I have a plan for that. Whoa, gotcha, better than I expected. I'm gonna cover the visible foam with a specific kind of clay. And onto the clay, I'm gonna add some different varieties of moss, climbing plants like creeping fig leaf and stuff like that. We're gonna go up here, we're gonna grab our 2-inch brush and really load it with paint, and we make a little crisscross strokes, just like that.
This is your world.
Just gonna make some crisscross strokes and make some indications of a happy little background. Now, take some of that moss and just spread it around. Just like that. There. Before we move on, we have to clean the brush.
If you've painted with me before, you know this is the fun part.
So we're gonna dip it in some odorless H2O, shake off the excess, and beat the devil out of it.
Just beat the devil out of it.
So it's been a couple of weeks now, and everything has completely dried. My beard is also gone, trying out this new look. What I want to do now is just to give everything a good spray. Just make everything moist. Everything looks much better now that it's moist. And I'm also doing this because now we're gonna add moss to the whole background, and it sticks better if it's damp. In this bucket right here I have some moss, and I'm not an expert of moss. I think this is fern moss. And what I want to do is just to place it on the background like that. And in theory it should stick. That's a nice chunk of moss. Yeah, I might have to secure it. Put some in here. I got a new bag here, and this bag is a mixture, but mostly the fern moss. Partially cover everything like this. I need to make some metal pins to pin the moss down. This is stainless wire. Take your scissors and just cut off a piece like that, and then you bend it to make a little pin. Secure it into the background like that. Patch of moss. Just like that, it's secured. This is another type of moss. This one is my favorite. Maybe that's fern moss. Make sure that these are stainless. You don't want any rust in your paludarium. Just like that, everything is coming to life. Now, I don't know about you, but to me this looks amazing. Just with this green, everything was brought to life. Okay, so let's get started on the land area. I'm gonna place a foam mat in the bottom, just to protect the glass. Now we need to add the drainage layer. They say that every rock has a face, and this one do actually literally have a face. My plan is to just chuck them in here, and we'll see. We'll see what happens. I kinda like it. Do you like it? I mean, I could stand here thinking about all the aquascaping rules and how they should be aligned perfectly. They need to have the same texture and blah, 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 blah. I'm not gonna do that. I just think this looks amazing. Take a step back and appreciate it. Whoa. Wow. I'm just loving this vibe. It really gives me the Swedish forest vibe. I'm shocked. I'm shocked that it looks so good. I did this. Me. Let me know what you think so far of this build. Okay, so next step is to add the sand. And since we're not gonna have any plants planted into the substrate, we don't need no aqua soil, we just need normal plain sand. And this could be any sand that you like. It could even be dark sand. But I want to see what happens if I add a light sand to all this darkness. Okay, that's it for now. We're gonna go into the kitchen. In the kitchen, I have these IKEA shelves with two lights going all the way here. So here I have sort of a propagation corner. Now would be a good time to talk about the sponsor of the video, which is Plant That Plant. Plant That Plant is a plant shop located in the heart of Malmö, run by a cool guy called Oscar. He specializes in rare tropical plants, plants that you don't normally see in your local plant shop. On his website you can find all kinds of good deals. Use the code TerraquaPlant to get a 10% discount. Like this Ficus pumila. This is also Ficus pumila, but it's like an oak leaf ficus. This is some sort of begonia. This is also another type of begonia. We have a fern here, asparagus fern. So I have to prepare these now, remove all the soil. So I went to the store and I got some moss. This is Java moss, erect moss. This is Christmas moss. I also got some gel type super glue, which is cyanoacrylate super glue. And once it cures, it's 100% inert and safe for fish and shrimp or crabs. it's now the next day, and to be honest, I'm completely shocked. This is the best setup I've ever done. I mean, I'm just a simple chef. I am no pro scaper. I've done this for 2 years. I'm just extremely happy about the results. However, it's not done. We have some small details to fix. I want to put some nutrient capsules in the sand and then put small chunks of hair grass here and there. I have a few moss balls in the old vampire crab and some in the OG shrimp tank that I want to steal and glue to these rocks and just place them here and there. And yesterday I also went to the aquarium store and I got this huge java fern. I'm going to split off in different segments. Have some in the water section, kind of growing out of the water. And I want to try to grow them immersed as well. I want to have a big fern here to cover up that glass. Oh, I'm such an idiot. I forgot to press record when I added the hair grass. So it's now been 15 days since I set up the tank, and a few things has changed. I had to remove the mushrooms because they completely molded. I tried to treat them with some vinegar, but they just got worse. So I filled in the gap with some clay and moss and then added 2 bromeliads here. While I was doing that, I received a phone call from Oscar and he asked me if I wanted some mourning geckos. Of course I said yes, so I rushed over to plant that plant to pick them up. So here we have number 1. Let's see if we can get her out. Go. Enjoy your new home. This one is a bit bigger. Jumped on the floor. So I got it right here in my hand. Wrong way. You're going the wrong way. Okay. Now it's finally time to catch the crabs and move them into their new home. Okay, so I removed the lid, and as you can see in this corner, you can see that there's a little burrow. There's probably another crab right in there. I can actually see his legs. I don't know if it's visible on camera. There. Oh! Okay, one safely secured. And we block the entrance. We got him. These are all the crabs that I managed to find. There's nobody on this rock. Let me see if I can quickly count them.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29.
31. I'm assuming there's at least another 10 hiding, and I'm assuming a few didn't make it because these little buggers are actually cannibals and they can eat each other even if they're babies. Some of them has probably been preyed upon by their siblings, or they just didn't make it for some reason. Here we have 31 baby vampire crabs, all bred by myself. If we take a closer look at this one, yeah, some cool patterns. Then there's this one that already has some red claws. Yeah, look at that one. Super cool. You must be wondering, what the hell is this big thing pointing at me? Let's go and add them to the new home. I have to be careful when I open this tank because the geckos like to hide right up in here. If I'm not careful, I might squish them, and if I'm not careful, they might escape. Okay, let's get the crabs.